Hello.
Hello. Okay, it's only taken a year.
Yeah.
No big deal.
Yeah, little quick catch up here. I came over here a year ago to take measurements. We talked about the design. Had some hiccups along the way, some personal stuff and some logistical stuff, and here we are. So we're ready to get rolling now.
Here we go.
Here we go. All right, let's go check out the space.
So I first met Karen when we were teaching yoga. We're both yogis, been teaching for a hot second, meaning a long time. And we reconnected through some wine and some hanging out.
Always.
In your backyard at your house. And then it's just been friends ever since.
We used to spend some time together in my backyard, and Kate kind of fell in love with the vibe that I created. And over the last couple of years, I've really built up my business to where I'm no longer just doing single standalone garden boxes along the side of a fence, and it's really become this elaborate orchestration of how do we create backyard oases. Is it oases? Oasis.
I don't know.
At any rate, the timing is perfect with Kate in her new home here. She wants to make it her own for you and Danny, right?
Exactly. And Karen, again, she creates these dream spaces. We not only, enjoyed time in her backyard, but we did end up selling your house. And if you went off of just basic comparables like price per square foot, what it should have sold for, the garden that she built in the outdoor space added so much value to the home that we ended up setting a neighborhood record for your house. I couldn't be more excited that Karen is here today helping me transform my outdoor space and adding value to this home as well. Okay, Karen, I have one request.
Yes.
I'm gonna go over my wish list with you, but my uncle planted in this backyard some very sacred peppermint from our lake house. It has to stay.
Okay.
It's at the side of the house, so it shouldn't mess with all of this.
Note to self though, never put peppermint in your garden. If you've watched any of my stuff, you should know this. You never ever put mint in the garden space because it will take over. It is voracious and invasive. So we'll find a proper home for that peppermint.
Perfect.
Okay.
Yay.
When I come into a space, I always like to ask the client, what do they want to create here? Sometimes it's just a garden, sometimes it's more, and with Kate, it's everything. So talk to me about what you really want to experience in your backyard.
That door comes off of, we have a split level home, so when you come up that door, I'm kind of just envisioning some cool lighting, something or other, and then maybe this is dining room table. Okay. This, obviously, I want to try to cover. This is old, it's not even attached, so this needs to go. And then I think per code we have to have some sort of railing here, but I don't know if we do something to cover all of this so that you don't see it. And then just do your thing back here. I trust you. Just garden, gas fire pit, because I'm lazy and I don't want to burn wood and do all that. That's for the lake house. But when I'm home, I just want to be able to turn it on.
100%.
If there's space, I don't know, work your magic, but I'm hoping we can fit some sort of outdoor kitchen somewhere, because talking real estate, outdoor kitchens are actual tangible pieces that you can add to your backyard that will give you an ROI, or return on your investment, when the appraiser comes to your house. Having that outdoor kitchen is really important to me. So all that has to entail is some sort of countertop and some sort of grill.
Yeah, we can do all that. Tell me about Sophie. What's important to your baby?
So Sophie is my dog. She's getting older. She doesn't need too much space to run around, but just having some grass still. I just don't want it to be patio right away to garden. So I think still having some grass will be important. But like you said, connecting the two spaces so there's a flow. I love to entertain. So I think if we have people out here in high heels, maybe some sort of pathway so that they could wear heels into the fireplace area.
Okay. One thing that's super important when we come in to do our job, I want to make sure water's flowing where it needs to flow. One thing I'm checking out on the side here, given that the sidewalk pitches a little bit towards the house, when we remove that concrete and put in a more natural material that will aesthetically look better, we'll make sure we correct the grade so that the water flows away from the house. So we'll gut all this will all go away. AC will be hidden. We'll clean up the transition between the driveway and the patio.
That drives me nuts.
There'll be a more defined driveway versus patio area. The privacy is an issue here. You're dining and you're enjoying entertainment, outdoor space. We are wide open to the next door neighbor. So I always consider that in thinking about how can we create a little cozier space for you to enjoy. We're gonna rip this out and put in some columnar evergreens just to soften this space.
I do have one more request though. If we can stay within budget.
Yeah.
Water. I am so lazy. I am so lazy. Yes, I get a lot done, you know, but like the last thing I want to do is like water the plants. So can we do an irrigation system?
Yeah,
if it's in the budget, let's absolutely do it.
For sure. A lot of my clients, they have, you know, lake houses they want to visit, or they do trips, they're out and about. So you're not the only one that requests irrigation. It's really quite easy for us. We just dig a trench from the spigot on the house, and we'll add a Y splitter to where you can still use your hose by the house, and then the rest of it is PVC trenched out to the garden space, and it individually pops up into each box. So we're gonna have wood boxes, cedar tone boxes, we're gonna have the bluestone patio. So then I'm thinking the stepping stones, it'll literally be sod for Sophie. So we'll keep a nice area of sod between the two spaces. But then if you're wearing heels, you can step on these stepping stones that will just take you back into your garden space. So the front of the garden is actually going to start in line with this garage. I always like to square things off for a little symmetry. And when you walk into the garden space right here where I'm standing, there's gonna be this beautiful arch that Kate will be growing. We gotta talk about this. What do you know, tomatoes,
Karen,
cucumbers?
I wanna go all the things, but I don't know anything about any of the things. So literally
beautiful.
like, this is how, see, the roles are like so reversed. Because when she was selling her house, she's like, I trust you, just tell me what to do, blah, blah, blah. This doesn't make any sense. Just like Kate, go. And
it's my time to go
like,
now.
Karen, take the wheel.
We'll have L-shaped boxes around the perimeter. These bushes, sayonara, these guys are gonna go. We need more space, more real estate to grow.
Okay, great.
Yep, but we'll keep the boxes off the garage enough so that you have access. About right in the center, this is the hangout area. All these bushes, they'll be gone as well. The gas fire pit will be here. And then in the perimeter, this all just becomes magic. This is all garden space with the biggest focal point of the whole garden will be about, right, oh my gosh, look, you have a crocus. So basically right where this flower is in the back, the line of the garage here, this is gonna be the big linear trellis. All of this gets hidden by a nice, beautiful green lush wall. I mean, I don't know what else you would want in a backyard. You're gonna have quite the sanctuary back here to enjoy.
Okay, let's do it, because we are using it 0% right now, and I just can't wait to be able to just come outside and enjoy it.
Yeah, I know, me too. And I will be here a lot.
All the time.
This is a little selfish. I'm creating a space for me too, Kate.
I know! So excited.
Oh, me too.
Okay.
And we are breaking ground next week.
Next week.
I know. It's crazy. This is a year in the making. I was out here like with my little tape measure a year ago, and here we are. So I'm excited to get going. It happens fast when we come in here. We have a big crew. There'll be a lot of live action to capture. It's gonna be super exciting. And hopefully by the end of April, you're gonna have your sanctuary built.
Can't wait.
It'll be amazing.
I was gonna cheers you, but you don't have anything.
No, right? Cheers.
I can't wait to see what Karen dreams up for this space. I have been wanting some sort of garden and outdoor oasis for as long as I can remember, and Karen actually having the abilities and the skill and the talent and the people to bring this to fruition. I'm so excited. And then to have it in my very backyard, it's just more than I can ever ask for. So creating this beautiful dream space to come have friends and family relax in, and just surrounded by all this beauty. I'm just so excited. Right, Sophie? Are we so excited? Sophie, we're so excited. High five. Paw. There we go.
So I have so many exciting projects this season to share with you all. However, this one hits a little closer to home for me. Kate is not just my real estate guru friend. She is truly a soul sister. I can't speak highly enough about Kate and her business and what she's doing in the world and how we support each other. So she supported me, I'm supporting her, and it's just this ongoing, beautiful exchange of soul sister love that we have going on.
Now that we've talked to Kate about her garden goals, let's go check out the progress on Jennifer's stunning oasis.
We are checking in on Jennifer's project. We had to hold up for a quick second since we had to wait for the steel to come in, but today's a really exciting day. We have the steel in, Corbett is welding. We're going to be installing the blue slate chip for mulch. So there's a lot of live action going on. In the terms of the project timeline, we are about a week into the project and we should be wrapping this up pretty soon. So I'm excited to come show you. Let's go check it out. This is the steel box that Corbett just welded, the one of 4 steel boxes. With this design, we wanted to mingle and match wood with steel to give it a little different flavor, and it also helps to grade with the land. As you can see, the land is really sloped here, so it was an interesting opportunity to play around with different pathways and materials. So if you come all the way back here and you take a peek at the garden space, you can start to really see how the garden actually lays with the land. which is something I'm always intrigued by. Instead of just building a box here and a box there, let's like actually slope it organically with what we're working with around it. So from top to bottom, the slope is probably a 4 to 5 foot drop. So we built 2 garden spaces, one up top, one down below. Like I said, they each terrace down. So it lends itself to a really cool effect, especially when you're at the house looking out at your garden. It just kind of naturally scales down with the land. So one thing I'm always keen on is in any garden design, we have to think about how to draw the bees in, and of course other pollinators and butterflies. Who doesn't love a magical garden with butterflies around it? So on each bookend of this garden space, we are plopping in dwarf butterfly bushes, which really do pull in swallowtail butterflies. And then we have Shasta daisies, which will just take up a lot of space and be very bold and beautiful. So right now the plants are in, but we have yet to put in the blue slate chip mulch, which will act as a hard rock mulch so it doesn't wash away like normal mulch would. So I'm excited to show you what this is all going to look like at night when it lights up, and it'll be so beautiful. But just to show you a little behind the scenes, you can see all the wiring that goes in play when we're setting this up. It's all buried underneath the pathway. This will all be hidden when it's all said and done. We'll have pedestal lighting that will show the way along this outside path. We're going to replicate this pedestal lighting in the front 2 steel boxes, and then all the wooden boxes have what we call pathway lighting, which has a little spotlight down as you meander through the garden space. So this is the man behind the scenes that I draw up some really crazy things in the background, and I'm a dreamer. This is the guy who brings it to reality. So Corbett, tell me your input on this project in particular. How has it been for you building it?
It's difficult when you don't have grade plans. So it's a lot of site building and measuring as you go. But I mean, it's such a cool project, so
All right.
I love it.
He's always down for anything I throw in front of his face. So that's what I'm always excited about, that I can really push the limits and dream up some really crazy spaces. So going forward, you're telling me I need to figure out how to figure out grade?
We need to figure out.
Okay,
grades
all right,
better.
cool.
But this one is so goofy with the sloping
Yeah.
here and the sloping there. I mean, sloping everywhere.
Sloping everywhere. So what are some challenges you ran into that you had to navigate?
Just really how everything was going to lay out by the time it got out to the path on the outside and the actual depth of everything.
So that's the nature of a project. Anytime we come into it, there's always these surprise pop-ups that happen, and we just have to figure it out in the moment as they come up. Like I said, I'm lucky this guy, he knows what to do always. So we're a good team.
High five.
So as you can see, there is so much going on. Believe it or not, we're gonna wrap up this project pretty soon. Corbett says today, we'll see, I know his language, it's probably a couple more days. At any rate, I can't wait to bring you back in a couple months once the plants are in and I can really show off how this garden space comes to life. But in the meantime,